Hey, hi, how are you doing? Welcome to the channel. My name is Callie Day, and I'm going to be showing you some sides, some desserts, some appetizers, all the things to bring to any family or friend gathering that you're going to have. Some of these were filmed at like Thanksgiving to take to the dinners that we had to go to. Some were for church functions, some of them were just because. So I filmed these on all different days, and so that's why you'll see in different outfits, different days, different things. Anyway, this is an entire bag of like 5 pounds of baby potatoes, and I just cut them in either halves or quarters depending on the roundness of them. Roundness, thickness, you know, how big they are. And then I took some olive oil, and this is like 1/4 of a cup, I think. As you can see, I didn't pour that all the way full. Just enough to drizzle and coat the potatoes. And then I'm going to use a pretty good amount of Italian seasoning. Sprinkle it all over. And you can do as much or as little as you would like. And then just salt and pepper. These things are so easy, and they're really good. So I did mine on high for 4 hours, but you can also do them on low from like, whenever you get up in the morning till about supper time, like maybe 8 hours-ish. Just do them until they're tender, and then they're ready to eat. Here comes the bean dip. This is great. Okay. You need some salsa, taco seasoning, sour cream, some refried beans, and let's see what else. Okay, shredded cheese, some shredded lettuce. And okay, I know this is a lot of beans. Like it's pretty much just beans with like some toppings. So yeah, if you have any gassy family members, you might not want to take this. Just saying. Don't ask me how I know that, because I may have just learned. So anyway, you take your 2 cans of refried beans, or you could buy like the big one and only have to have 1 can, but you kind of mash them up together. You want them to kind of be creamy instead of just like crumbly like it was whenever it came out of the can. And so I just kind of squish mine down and then spread it out as best as I can. It really doesn't matter. I always think I have to get this perfectly spread, and really you don't, because people are just going to dip it out. And then for the sour cream, you're going to end up taking like the taco seasoning and dumping it into the sour cream. And that is a 16-ounce sour cream tub that I have. I don't think I used all of it. I think there was a little bit left. But I just keep pouring in the taco seasoning until my mixture's like kind of a light orangish color. I feel like you'll know whenever it has enough. And before that, like before you add the sour cream, you actually put a little bit of salsa down, and then just spread it out as best as you can too. Kind of have everything spread evenly. That way when you get a spoonful, you get a little bit of everything. And then you'll just spoon on your sour cream mixture. Then you just top it with the lettuce and the cheese. But I was also going to tell you, you just take a bag of tortilla chips with you, and that's what we eat it on. I guess you could also do like vegetables or whatever if you were trying to be healthier, but I mean, it's full of beans, cheese, and sour cream, so can't be that healthy, I guess. And you can also make this the day before, which is actually smart. And I can't remember if that's what I did that day or not. Probably not, because I was rushed and waiting till last minute. But you can make it the day before and have it to take the next day. So sign up to bring an appetizer, bring this, make it the day before, and you will be stress-free on the day of. Who doesn't love that? It's like a win-win there. These are the best darn cinnamon rolls you will ever eat in your life. Let me just tell you. I think they're actually called like TikTok cinnamon rolls, but I don't have a TikTok, so I can't confirm that. I just saw them on YouTube one day and I was like, ooh, yes please, let me try that. I actually didn't think it was going to work at first because I didn't think that the cinnamon rolls could like get bigger. Just didn't make sense to me, but they do, and they look homemade, and they will not disappoint. Everywhere I took these, I actually signed up to take these to like 2 or 3 different places. So I made these multiple times between like several days of celebrating Thanksgiving, and every single place I went, they got gone and they loved them. So you just take 2 rolls of baby grands. Well, that's what I did because I need to feed more people than just those few. But so 2 rolls of the baby grand cinnamon rolls. It has to be the grands for them to get huge. I did do this. I did like a dairy-free version, and I used the original Great Value brand because they don't have milk in them. And then I did like the cream cheese, heavy cream alternative. Anyway, they still tasted good. They just weren't as big. So if you don't care about the size, then original cinnamon rolls, like the regular size, will work just fine. Enough rambling. I missed half of the recipe. I'm not good at this. Okay. So I poured some heavy cream on. I did not measure it. I melted a whole stick of butter, and then I put in brown sugar in the melted butter until I thought it was enough. I think I was aiming for a cup, but I don't really measure. So then you just spoon it on all over the cinnamon rolls. This one was thicker. See, sometimes I think I didn't add as much brown sugar and it was a little bit thinner. It's easier to just pour, but it doesn't matter. It's going to taste the same. Then you cover your entire dish with the tinfoil. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I just read it, so that's what I did. Maybe so they don't like crisp up on the top. Not really sure. But I baked these at 350 for 45 minutes. And then whenever they came out of the oven, I just used the icing that came with them. Spooned it all over the top. It melted around. It got pretty. And these were amazing. If you make anything from this video, make these cinnamon rolls. Apple dump cake. Here we go. You need 2 cans of apple pie filling or any fruity pie filling that you would like. Any kind. Cherry, strawberry, blueberry, whatever your heart desires. You need 2 cans of it, a box of yellow cake mix, and a whole entire stick of butter. And you're going to spray your crock pot. You can also do this in the oven. You'll have to look up how long to cook for and all that, but it's the same thing. You dump all of your pie filling into the bottom, and then you're going to take your cake mix and dump it all over the top of the filling. And then I like to cut up my butter like into little pieces and kind of disperse it over top of the cake mix, because I've done it where you just like throw your butter stick on top, and for some reason I feel like there's always some like powdery spots that don't end up cooking. So I just like to know that my butter's all over the top. Anyway, I cooked this on high for like 5 to 6 hours. I would actually recommend a little bit more because it was still a little bit soft. I actually like it to be kind of crisp on the top, kind of more like a cobbler. So cook to your liking. I would recommend a little crisp. It's peanut butter pie time. Peanut butter pie time. Where you at? Where you at? Okay, you need a graham cracker crust, some peanut butter, whipped cream, 8-ounce whipped cream, 2 tablespoons of milk, a cup of confectioner's sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and a block of cream cheese that you'll only use like 3/4 of. So those are the ingredients. So you are going to start out with about a cup of peanut butter. I did used to measure this. I've made it so many times now that I do not measure. I just go with my eye, which sometimes leads to more peanut butter, but hey, it's good. Then you're going to add your cream cheese, and so the original recipe called for like a whole block of cream cheese, and my husband ended up saying like sometimes he felt like he could just taste the cream cheese, and so I backed off and only did like 3/4 of it, so most of it, but left a quarter. I can do some math. And so you're going to combine those two together until they're like very well combined, because those two are like the two that are very sticky, and just if you dump everything in at once, it just doesn't work. Okay, I am speaking from experience. I usually just dump everything in instead of separating things, but I learned the hard way. So do those two. Then you're going to add in your confectioner's sugar, and I do a cup of this. Then you'll add in your whipped cream, your 2 tablespoons of milk, and your 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then you will just beat all of that together until it's really like a fluffy tan colored mixture. And here in a minute you'll actually see I'm always very paranoid that I'm gonna have bring something that has like a hair or a piece of lint or like a fly or something in it. Like, I don't know why. I don't know. That's something I'm paranoid about. So I always am double checking things, like making sure that there's nothing in there. But anyway, with this, there's like a little ridge in the bottom of this bowl, and whenever I go to dump it into the pie crust, you'll see me like scrape something off. I promise you that was just a hunk of peanut butter that wasn't like completely combined. So sometimes that'll happen, and it's fine. I just kind of give it a good mix again, and it's great. I always make this the day before because it's actually better like the day after you make it. It's had time to kind of sit up and just kind of thicken in the pie crust. So it's another one of those good recipes you can make the day before, bring it as your dessert, and it never disappoints. It's actually my husband's favorite. Jalapeno popper sausage dip. Okay, for this recipe you will need 2 blocks of cream cheese, a pound of sausage, I think it's 12 ounces of Parmesan cheese, green chilies and diced jalapenos, and then a cup of sour cream. So I showed you 2 cans of green chilies and 2 cans of jalapenos, and I just realized after the fact it only calls for 1 can, so I guess mine was extra spicy. But everyone really loved this. My brother and husband actually were agreed to split the leftovers because they both wanted it for the rest of the week. It's kind of funny. So you just start by browning that sausage, and then you'll just pour it in your crock pot. And this rectangular kind of shallow one, I guess it's kind of like a 9 by 13 bacon dish. It worked really good for it. It's kind of like the perfect little size for a dip. But I just cubed up my cream cheese to make it easier to melt and kind of try to put it evenly all around. And then what did I do next? I dumped in all of the jalapenos, the peppers, green chilies, and then I put the Parmesan cheese on top. So I set this on low for 3 hours. I don't know about putting it on high. I'm always very is leery the word of putting stuff with like a lot of cheese or dairy on high. I'm just so afraid I'm going to scorch it and ruin everything. And dairy is way too expensive to be scorching right now. Have you been to the grocery store? Inflation, please be gone. Oh, and you serve this with tortilla chips. Or you can make a veggie tray, and I did both. So the next little clip is me doing the veggie tray, and I'll have to say, people like tortilla chips way better. Get excited for the brookies. Brookie. It's a brownie and a cookie. Okay. You use a package of brownie mix, and then you just do that according to whatever the back of the box says. And preferably I would do 2 brownie mixes, but I only had one. I thought I had another one, and it was some kind of chocolate cake mix. I didn't feel like looking up how to make it turn into a brownie, so I just did 1 box of brownies, but do 2 if you make this. Then you can do cookie dough. You can make your own cookie dough. You can buy cookie dough pre-made like I did, or you can get the mix and mix it. I have done all 3, and they really all taste the same, so there's that. You just pinch up the little cookie dough balls all over the top of it, and then bake it according to the brownie instructions, and it is pure perfection. If you want to bring ice cream and be a little extra, you can. Give it a little chocolate drizzle, whatever you want. Fry you some okra, peeps. So I got a random clip of me frying okra, and yes, I filled up this entire tub with it for a dinner. Don't ever do that again. That is it today, folks. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new, and leave me a comment. Ask me a question. Tell me your favorite side dish that you bring to your families every time. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.